How's everybody doing? Been a while. Man. I don't think I'm going to get an opportunity to speak to you guys again or to our fans before we get to Nashville. So just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and look forward to seeing our fans show up in a great way when we head over to Nashville. Get an opportunity to play a really good Illinois football team, and been a lot going on, obviously, with our roster, guys graduating, and finishing their academic side of it and getting ready to go compete. So this time of year, you're juggling a lot of different things, but it's been really good. Practices have, as we've gotten into our preparation, been really good, and we'll look forward to finishing that out before we get a little break for Christmas. So open it up.
How set is your roster for the bowl game in terms of guys making final decisions on opt-outs, Miles Pitzelman's? I can run down about 8 players. If you want to just do yes or no on those. But
Let's not go through everyone.
how set is your roster?
Pretty set right now with guys that are out there practicing and getting ready to go play in this one, and a couple guys that are still making decisions on their futures and gaining information. And at the end of the day, as guys go through that, for us, for me, and then for him, for them, it's always about making the right decision for them, their future, their career, their families, and giving them good information.
With Jake announcing that he intends to enter the portal, where are you at the quarterback position, not only for this game, but even heading into next year with the uncertainty of this lawsuit, Joey thing, and then just anything potentially what you want to do at that spot over the next 30 days or so?
Yeah, I think it's like your entire roster where there's moving pieces, and Jake made a choice that he felt like was right for him, and support him. Jake's been a great teammate while he's been here and grown and competed. Obviously, George will be the number 2 here going into to the bowl game, and then as we finish that up and you enter into the portal, with everything that's going on with Joey and all those pieces, we'll look to put that position in a room to help us go compete and play for a championship.
Do you have a date in mind for the Joey thing, where you got to know something before they go?
I don't have a specific date at this time.
Coach, in the process of hiring Jim, I don't think you had a connection to him. So what made your interactions with him, those who you talked to about him, what made you think that he'd be a fit personality-wise and to your staff?
Yeah, you look at his track record of success, building defenses that play at a championship level, being able to do it multiple spots, do it in a way that fits the personnel that's there and that you can recruit to. So subtly being different, the different places that he's been, and the ability to tie all 3 levels of it together and play really good defense. His track record of getting better every year. People that have worked with him, who he is as far as the culture fit. Wants to be involved and grow young men. He's going to coach them hard, but he's going to love them hard too. And I think you put all of that together, was certainly the right choice for us and where we want to go.
Coach, what has impressed you about the way George has grown this year in the quarterback room early in his collegiate career?
Yeah, just continued growth and understanding it. As simple as receiving a signal and being able to communicate. His command of what we're doing, decision making. He's had a good bowl preparation here as well. So look forward, as we continue to get closer to game day, him continuing to take steps.
With the portal and all that, like, I imagine conversations with quarterbacks, especially young ones, are different than it would have been like 5 years ago. How do you handle those conversations when you talk to George and Faison, who both, I'm sure, want to play early and have to, are you just honest with them, upfront with them about what you're thinking about, or how do those conversations go?
Yeah, I think you have to be honest in today's landscape, and I think that's so that your players trust you on a consistent basis, and ultimately, information's readily available to everybody too. So I think being transparent, open in those lines of communication, really important. And that's not just, transfer portal season. It's legitimately at every phase of what you're doing.
Do you plan to use the Music City Bowl just to evaluate younger players and set the tone for next season? And what does Illinois bring to the game to kind of give y'all a big test in the process?
Illinois physical football team that doesn't beat themselves. Has a quarterback that has played at a really high level for a long time, and their ability to run the football offensively, multiple in what they do defensively, different personnel groupings, and you got to be prepared for all of it. So a really good test against a really good football team.
This may or may not be Joey Aguilar's last game in a Tennessee uniform. How thankful are you to just have him for this last game, and how thankful have you been to have him in his lone year at Tennessee?
Yeah, couldn't be more thankful for who he has been from the moment that he stepped foot here. That's, being a teammate and caring about the guys around him, the culture inside of the locker room, and then certainly the player. His ability in a really short amount of time to grasp what we're doing offensively, go play and execute at a really high level. Big part of our offensive and team success, this year. And so couldn't have had somebody come in May and do it any better.
Over the last 10 days or so, coaches around the country have used phrases like college football's ill, there's cracks in the foundation with everything that's going on. From a CEO standpoint, not from a game planning practice field, but from the CEO standpoint of your job, how frustrating is it right now?
It's really hard. December used to be one of the best months inside of college football, and I wouldn't call it that at this current state. It's you're navigating a lot of different pieces all at one time, and this is still the greatest game that there is. It's great to be around young people and be a part of their growth, their journey in life, not just inside of football, but certainly that's a part of it too. And it's different than it used to be, and so. Got to navigate it, and I'm not going to sit here and complain about it. It is what it is. There's some things that I think have changed rule-wise that have helped it, balanced it out, but it's still certainly different than it used to be.
Is the later portal, the January portal window instead of the December window,
Yeah.
has that helped, or has that created more unknowns with all of the third-party conversations that are taking place?
I think in general it's been a real positive inside the landscape of what everybody's trying to deal with and navigate. I think that has been a positive.
Josh, as you were going through the decision to change coordinators and going through the hiring process, what was maybe a theme in your brain of what you wanted to see from your defense improve going into next year? Yeah,
Guys that have the ability to fit what personnel you have, and I'm saying that because we got really good personnel, guys that are coming back and being able to take advantage of their traits where you're not starting over from ground zero. The ability to control and command all three levels, the ability to build championship level defenses, and I already talked about the culture piece as well. So I think it's a combination of putting all of those things together. Is what we were looking for, the right fit, and that's why we're excited about Jim.
Building on that question, I'm sure there's a lot that Jim Knowles is having to do in his first couple of days and weeks here on Rocky Top. I guess part of that, what is on the checklist for him, and how has the first impression with the team gone?
Yeah, got here on Monday, and you're starting the onboarding process, just with campus and that type of thing, and then him having an opportunity to get introduced in front of the team. Be able to watch practice and what a typical week looks like from us on the practice standpoint, the ability to watch and get to know our current roster here, and I think, get to know our staff, all of it. And so you continue to grow in he continues to grow in his understanding of who we have here and, what it is. And ultimately, a big part of it is the projection of the portal and things that we need to give our defense an opportunity to be elite.
Kind of riding off that too, does he have individual meetings with players, getting to know them at this point? How do you balance that? And was it imperative that he get here early for those reasons with the portal to kind of get acclimated to things but before it opens up?
Yeah, he hasn't had individual meetings at this point. He's been able to sit in on some position meetings, and our 26 recruits have the opportunity to communicate with those guys, and that process continues on the recruiting side, with 27s and then ultimately portal guys here quickly too, coming up.
Josh, with Chris Brazzell not playing in the bowl game, I imagine it's a great opportunity for Rodarius and Travis. What have you seen from those two guys here of late and throughout the course of the season as they developed?
Those are two young guys that, as we were getting ready to go into the season, that I talked highly about, just their maturity coming in January, their growth. Both of them, had injuries at the different times of the year that, slowed some of that down. They've had great practices here on the back end of the season and, over the last week and a half, 2 weeks. And both those guys are going to get an opportunity to play a lot of football and expect them to go play at a really high level.
Just to follow up on the quarterbacks for next year, I know there are a lot of moving pieces. We don't know about Joey and all that. In this day and age, you still have to have 3 quarterbacks, correct? Because if you only have 2 coming back, it would seem like you would be at least forced to add a third in the
Unless
portal.
we can go sign Phillip Rivers off of free agent contract.
3, you got to have 3 though, right?
I mean, there's been years where we've had that happen, where you've had to play a third. So don't want to do that, but it's happened before.
Yesterday, Joey was pretty complimentary of Rodarius Jackson and his catch radius. What kind of athlete can Rodarius be? What is his ceiling, and just your hopes for him?
Yeah, a guy that as he came in, and I've said this to him, just his maturity was at a different level than I probably anticipated, and I'm saying that in a really positive way. Had great work habits, willing to do extra. Grew inside of our offense extremely quickly, but his athletic traits, he's got the ability to make plays once the ball is in his hands, perimeter screens. He's got the ability to be a weapon in that way, but he's extremely loose and fluid, explosive, has the ability to go attack the football and play big and long, and his ability to open up, back hip on shoulders, back behind. He's just got a really big catch radius, and Joey's got a lot of trust in him and Travis as young guys.
Thank you.
Thank you all.